Oh, hi and welcome to the penultimate episode of Rotting Shadows. Can you believe it? Michael Wayne, thank you for yet another sub, raining the subs on us today as you quickly approach 200 gifted subs. 200. 197 right now. That's a wonderful amount of support. Thank you. Thank you for the follow there as well. And all the hosts in the break. Before we go around and say hello to all these wonderful people, let's talk about things. Stuff and things. V's Knees also coming in with a sub. Are y'all trying to get a hype train coming on in here? We haven't had one yet since we started tracking this month, you know. This would be the first hype train of the month, if so. But we also have enough things to track right now. Okay, there it goes. Yep. Oh, no wonder we haven't had one yet. I turned it off for the charity stream. Hang on, I will remedy this immediately. I am a terrible, terrible human being. Whoops. Whoops. Look at me baiting.
That's okay. It's a ghost train right now.
It's a ghost train.
It's a ghost train.
And now I can't find the... Oh, there it is.
All I can think about is if anybody out there watched Danny Phantom, Ghost Train was
Box
definitely
Ghost.
Box Ghost. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Box Ghost. And I'm also thinking of Rick and Morty, Ghost Train.
It might, if someone was to like donate a couple of 100 bits right now, it might pick up the last 3. I don't know if it tracks the last 5 minutes by the last thing instigated. I don't know. Maybe we can save that. I don't know. Anyway, let's carry on. Check out our social links, everyone. No such thing as, no, I didn't count. I'm so sorry, Sphinx and everyone else. Whoops. Social links. Why is the bot not working now? Bot? Hello? Not this.
Always waits till we go live.
Why? The social command is right there. It's like the first one in the entire thing. Okay, the bot is currently on holiday. That's gonna make this intro very interesting.
Holiday. Celebrate.
Thank you for the hype train, everyone. We appreciate y'all a whole bunch. What on earth do I do now? Mod tools. Is there a way to turn this thing off and on again? Let's try turning it off and on again.
Tried and true method.
And then just make sure that mod Streamlabs is modded. Streamlabs is already a moderator of the channel. Social links. Dun, 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 dun. Are we even live? We are live. Well, okay, something's working. Great. Okay, well, you know, that's not working. So let's do it the old-fashioned way. What we're going to do is edit each link and copy and paste. Check out our social links. There they are. Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. We appreciate you checking them all out. They're ways that you can stay thingy with all the thingies going on in the thingy. Also, check out our sponsors, including Mage Hand Press. For all of your 5e expansion needs, check out their Feyfolio expansion. Oh my goodness, that's a big cheer. Thank you very much, Nerdy Durgan. Catch them out tomorrow, Wednesdays, 6 PM EDT for the Feyfolio, their Feywild expansion by Mackenzie Lane. Also check out the Deck of Many, Control-C, Control-V, the Deck of Many with all of their, they have a Kickstarter running right now. They have a Kickstarter running where you can get your very own moving picture cards. The Kickstarter finishes at 10 AM on Thursday. It's one of them Kickstarters that you don't want to miss out on. Go and get on it before the train runs out. It's $800,000 funded already. Get over there. Also, check out Hero Forge for all of your miniature needs. Hero Forge, where you can make these wonderful minis. See us tomorrow at 2 PM EDT as we make more minis with their Hero Forge 2.0 beta thingy creator. It's a load of fun. Also, Also, check out Dungeon Fog for all of your map making needs. We have an upcoming charity stream where Ray promises me they have a bunch of maps that they're going to be displaying on stream, so you'll actually be able to see it as well. You can upgrade to their premium features using our discount code there. And last but most certainly not leastly, our latest sponsor for the month of Pride, Heartbeat Dice. Check out Heartbeat Dice. They've got a bunch of amazing pride-colored dice that you can go and get. And also they have a Kickstarter running right now for sharp-edged dice, which come in a lovely little light-up display box, and a bunch of metal dice. Yeah. Yeah. What? What? No. Okay. So yeah, go and check all that stuff out. Thank you very much for the hype train. We are at level 2. At level 2, if we complete level 2, then we can literally just start filling Ray's screen with disadvantages. This week, Penita is not going to be joining us this week. They have some personal things to attend to. But that should not stop you from checking out their Twitter and their... Oh, the commands don't work, do they? http twitter.com/ copy paste. Oh. Check out Penita there. Also check out their Twitch at twitch.tv/Penita. This is already tiring. Isn't it amazing how enabling bots are? Let's go around and say hello to everyone, starting with Madam Gandalf. How are you doing, Alex?
Oh, hi. I am tired, but I am excited. I think everybody's feeling somewhat tired right now. So I definitely am pumped to be bringing out my inner Eva energy this week to have a bit of fun and escapism in my horny ways, which actually it works perfectly that today we called it the horny ways because it is, after all, 6/9 today. It is 6/9. Nice. So let's have a nice time today, everyone.
So that's American date time, right? Fun fact, my birthday is on the 6th of September, which is English spelling 69.
69, yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Let's go... No, don't want to do that twice. Let's go next around to D. Oh, hi, D.
Oh, hi. That's me. My name is D, or Riddler, or Devel, whatever you so wish to call me. I am a voice actor, musician, professional DM that's all over the place on Twitter, and I may soon be coming to audio near you as Pennywise, the dancing clown. But don't tell anyone yet. That hasn't been announced.
Blah. Last but most certainly not least, our DM for the evening, taking us into this penultimate Ray with a brick.
Oh, hi. Oh, hey. I'm Ray. I am with the brick. 2Ks on the internet. Yeah. Welcome to my world, and thanks y'all for playing in it. This has been really fun. I'm so excited to get the ball rolling on this awesome penultimate episode in the next week. Oh my goodness. Thank you so very much. Zafun Oni... I can never say Twitch names.
Zafun Oni Camille. Thank you so much.
There you go.
DJ Bobby Downey coming in as well with 1,000 bits. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, so far we are at 50%, 52% of level 3. At level 2, Ray gets 8 disadvantages to use against us. But if we hit level 3, then all of the players get another 2 nat 20s to add on to those massive stacks of nat 20s.
Because we don't have enough. We don't have enough.
No,
it's just like a Kickstarter. We need to be like 8,000% funded for it to be a success.
Yes.
Sorry, Ray, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, that's about it. I do things. Come hang out with me on Twitter and find out the things that I do. I'm also on Encounter Roleplay on Thursdays and Fridays, and yeah. But today, we're here. And to give some background information about last week before we dive in, Cassandra wasn't with the party, and everybody else had gone into the woods close to the city of Uluru to kind of figure out what was going on, to see the patches of rot that were coming up, and try to use their radiant energy to dispel them for at least a short amount of time. While that was going on, perception checks were made, and you all found Cassandra kneeling in front of this hole in the forest, she kept saying. And after it taking some time, just everybody jumped right in, and you found yourselves in the Feywild. It took a little bit of time, but pretty much everyone got separated. And Finny first was separated and came across the Unwinding Clock, the Fey Princess, and basically had to go through a trial to see if they were willing to sacrifice something they held dear in order to help save the world from this overwhelming corruption. And Finny agreed. Finny agreed to switching places with their deity. After everything was said and done, they would take the place of their deity, and their deity would come back to the mortal realm, and basically their roles would be reversed. We are going to kind of fade back from Finny's scene and being with the Unwinding Clock and fade back into Cassandra's. Cassandra had a little bit of tech issues the last time we were here, so she was presented with a choice, basically saying the Unwinding Clock was giving her a chance to go back and redo the moment right before she died and was brought back to life in her new form. In this, she would be brought back to the moment. She would ultimately save a small Fey child who was the Unwinding Clock's daughter in the process, and have absolutely no recollection of any of the events happening now. It would be as if nothing ever happened. So we are going to fade in. And Cassandra, you've just been presented with this option. How are you feeling? Where are you at?
Cassandra's like mostly reserved for the most part. Internally, she's pretty upset, but she'll look up at the Unwinding Clock and say, what was her name? Your daughter.
Her name was Naya. She was just a child. Snuck out, got lost, and we couldn't find her. It wasn't until after you had passed and your soul came across my interest, I went back and found her in one of the last moments. A blip, almost unrecognizable by all. But I know that if you survived, you would have found her. You would have brought her back to me. You would have been my champion much sooner than you are now.
And you said the others will be fine, relatively speaking.
In their own ways. They have trials they must pass, things they must sacrifice as well.
All right. I'll do it.
Okay. And with that, she outstretches her hand and flips it palm upwards. And out of her palm, there is basically a drift globe that comes up, but it is of bright purple and pink energy. And it floats over to you. And as it floats, it kind of starts to shift and manifest, and something is dropped at your feet. And with this agreement, if you take the implement she is giving you.
Yes, absolutely.
Give me 1 minute. I have to bring up what it was. Okay. All right. So what is manifested and dropped at your feet is a rapier. It is called the Revenant's Purpose. This rapier is a magical weapon which gains the benefit of a +1 on all damage dealt by this red metal blade of radiant light. Your abilities: you can keep your enemies closer. As a bonus action for 1 round, your movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. Your next attack deals the weapon's normal damage plus an extra 1d8 radiant, and whether on a hit or a miss, your walking speed increases by 30 feet until the end of that turn. You also have Revenge of the Unliving. When the user is attacked, they can use the reaction to make a full attack action in retaliation. Due to the nature of this desperate riposte, they may add both dex and strength modifiers to their damage. The wielder may also choose to reduce the triggering damage by an amount equal to their con modifier. So I will send you that in a separate message, but just so the viewers know what your
For sure.
divine red radiant blade does. This,
I'll take it.
yeah,
Sort of
it
twirl
just-
it in the hands. Well, this is pretty fucking cool. I won't lie. I've tried to save the world. That's what my sister always wanted to do when we were growing up. She's the adventurer, if anything, out of the two of us. And I don't think that it works. I don't think that you can save the world. The world just is what it is. And what happens to the world is what happens. But I've started to believe that you can save people, at the very least.
It's all about a balance. As you know, things happen and the wave ebbs and flows of time. But those like me who like to interject every once in a while and mess with the unwinding of time and the rebuilding of it, we do what we can to save the people we can.
You actually sound a lot like my sister. And I'll sheathe the rapier. Alright. Also, I'll admit, I was kind of fucking lost before you appeared out of the shadows. So, is there like an exit sign? Or were you gonna point me in the right direction?
Just walk. You'll find what you're meant to find when you find it.
Oh, man, you do love your riddles. And she'll start walking.
And as you turn, the scene behind you fades, and you are now walking back in somewhat of a familiar path that you had been walking before. But as you look around, you don't quite see anybody yet, but you continue walking. And as we fade out from Cassandra for a moment, we fade back into Eva, into Barry, who in the last session had been affected by some sort of sleep spell and fell asleep in the middle of the path. You both awake now, and as you both wake up, can you roll me perception checks, please?
Yes.
11.
I totally have my character sheet. I am so prepared today. Actually, to be fair, I was prepared until the bot stopped working on me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Perception?
Yes. Cool.
Straight 13s. Unlucky for some. Is that a sign? Let's not look into it.
Oh, as you both begin to stir, you find yourselves not on a dirt path in the middle of a forest now, but you each or individually find yourselves on a lush patch of grass, almost blue in color, and it's soft and tall. You've laid nestled in it, almost as if you've made some sort of bed. And as you kind of sit up and look around, Barry notices just a tiny second before you see Eva, his ears pop out and his hat kind of cockeyed to one side, a little like whisker poked one way that's wrong, one poked another way that's wrong. You see that you're not next to each other, but across from one another. And you're each on your own individual island, floating in a vast, endless sea. It's just big enough for you to sit on comfortably, to lay on comfortably. But as you kind of right yourselves and sit up and look around, you don't see much else for a moment. And what do you do?
Is this your doing, Barry?
Barry's voice. No, it's not my doing. I tend to do things that, look pretty, but really aren't that substantial.
Did you also fall asleep? I'm pretty sure you fell asleep. Or was that a dream? Did I fall asleep and dream that you fell asleep? Or did you sleep and then I fell asleep and then dreamt about how we both fell asleep?
I don't know. My mind is a bit foggy. I feel like everything happened 2 weeks ago or something.
So very small briefer. Yes. So Eva and Barry, you did fall asleep in the middle of the path. You were starting to walk and then had been walking for so long you wanted to take a break.
Yes, we walked towards the path of fire.
Yes. And now you are waking from that slumber, not continuing on the path, but you are each on your own little small individual island, about 10 feet apart from one another in a vast, endless sea at the moment.
This doesn't look like the fire path.
No, this looks very much like a water path, if anything.
I thought we turned away from the water path.
I could have sworn we did too. Maybe the heat made us fall asleep?
I mean, I do like to sit in front of a fireplace, but not usually while I'm walking.
And Eva's just gonna clap her hands together, above her head, and concentrate to see if she can detect any magic.
Everything around you is emanating some sort of aura, and as you concentrate, you're picking up a lot of where you're standing and the surrounding edges of this island are the most concentrated of magic.
Well, it's magical, right?
It seems pretty magical, yes. I've had a brilliant idea. Ray, you know Tensor's floating disc, right? And it floats 20 feet behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Presumably you could take it and move it around, right?
Yeah, I would argue that you could.
Does it keep momentum? Or does it stop as soon as you let go of it? Could I sit on it and gondola my way around?
I would let you try that. Rule of cool, I would let you try that.
I'm going to create Tensor's floating disc, and I'm going to try and jump on it from the rock so that I just slide towards Eva.
Okay, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy.
Roll it with disadvantage.
Ah.
You take one off of my giant pile.
Ah.
I want to see you fall into the water.
Oh, no.
So this is what I will say, because it's only 10 feet, and Tensor's floating disc is about what? It's about 5 feet, or how big is the disc?
I mean, it's supposed to hold
it's
a lot
it
of
holds
weight.
one person. Yeah. So this is what I say. Although it is not pretty, you go to jump on it and you do the one, your foot catches the corner of it and you slip and you fall on it like an inner tube, but then it rocks and you fall into the water and the disc flips itself over and flips itself upright. You can definitely crawl back onto it, but you have fallen in the water between you and Eva, holding onto the disc.
This did not go
Oh.
as I planned.
That wasn't what you were aiming to do right there? No?
I was hoping to,
Here.
like, float across to you looking very cool.
Where do you think everybody is? Do you think Cassandra crossed over all this water?
I mean... Oh, is the vast sea, right? Vast sea. I mean, I feel like we would have spotted them and this sea if we or they had been here.
True. Maybe... I'm sure Finny would know the answer. I guess our main priority needs to be how to get off of these islands.
Vinny!
Ooh. Eva's gonna try using her bard hand as a bridge.
Bard hand?
Yeah, it's just a hand coming out of the water and it's gonna hold my foot while I on one and then you jump onto the other. Cirque du Soleil this.
So what are you casting to make this?
Yeah, I guess a bit of an acrobatics moment with my bardic hand. I'm pretty sure it's bad.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like a feature or a spell or something.
Wait, let me. Sorry, I know this. I can do this. I am a strong and confident bard that knows her spells. Oh, mage hand. That's the one. Is it
Okay.
mage hand?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mage hand, not bardic hand. I only ever see bards use it, so I was like, it's a bardic hand.
No, you're fine. It's totally okay. Yeah. So
I love that, Alex.
Yeah, your mage hand kind of are you trying to mage hand to Barry, or are you trying to help Barry out of the water and onto yours? What are you using the hand to do?
Oh yeah, let's help Barry out of the water. That'd probably be a good thing. The poor Tabaxi. He's probably not having a fun time right now.
So you use your mage hand and help lift Barry out of the water and pull him onto your island. So you both are now sitting on Eva's island, and it's literally just enough so if you sat cross-legged across from one another, you'd have maybe about a foot on all sides of you. That is extra. So it just fits two of you.
Okay. So Eva will cling on to Barry, and I'm sure vice versa. All right, now what next?
I mean, this has been a trip so far.
Can we dispel this magic?
I mean, I would say we're probably maybe we're in the water plane. That makes sense. Maybe we're in the water plane. A
So
complete
we
plane of
change
water.
plane. We just need to pick a new aircraft.
What? No, it's a whittling tool.
I've heard Qantas is really safe.
What?
And as you are kind of bickering and trying to figure out what to do, there is this shape that starts to form itself out of the water and starts to look like some sort of almost water elemental creature with a vague set of big eyeballs and two large burrowing arms that are kind of waving itself back and forth. And as it kind of jumps out of the water very quickly and wriggles itself, you look at it, it falls. The water falls, and it is the unwinding clock standing before both of you, kind of hovering very softly. And she is elegant and beautiful. She has very long, exaggerated elven features, extremely long and pointy ears, the whole cowl that is made of bark coming out from her neck, and her giant bark horns you can see her in her glory in the beautiful blue contrast of the sun, or in the sky and the water. She just kind of floats and looks at you all, and, well, you're definitely the entertaining bunch. I was more so interested to see what you would do, and you did not disappoint me by any means. So, you think you're on the water plane?
Do we need to bow?
Um,
Curtsy?
I don't know. My instinct says no, but then my instinct also says they should scratch me behind the ears. No, oh, thank you. I didn't mean you.
Well, I can certainly say that you're not on the water plane, and you're more here so I can conversate with the two of you specifically. Or I have propositions, if you're interested.
Very forward.
I know.
I-
Yes.
Yes.
We
yes.
enjoy a good conversating moment.
Yes. Propositions. Love propositions.
Bargains, deals, haggles.
Policies.
Let's start with a conversation and go from there, shall we? A simple question first. Do you know those who you travel with? Do you know them well?
I'd say so, yes.
Reasonably. I can only see their auras.
You can see their auras.
Yeah, they all glow different colors.
Interesting.
Really?
Finny is yellow, and I'm still trying to dissect what that means.
What color am I?
And what color is Barry at the moment? I can't remember what color Barry was. I already checked Barry once. I think he was a purple.
And it's still purple.
Yeah, you're like a nice purple. Very colorful. Suits you a lot. Really brings out your eyes.
Well, knowing about your teammates isn't the same as knowing them, so even in light of this new information, I still hold true to the fact that, yes, I know them better than anyone else on this island.
Hey.
Well, if you know them so well, you'll know that they're also being offered things and deals being made. Do you trust them? Are you willing to fight for the sake of the world with them?
I mean, that's another question altogether. That's a big responsibility you're putting upon us. We're just paupers, peddlers, Pied Pipers.
Yeah, paupers. I'm hiding my money bags.
I'm afraid you grossly misunderstand your place in your own group. You do understand what you're doing, right? The path that you have been walking on, the questions that you have been trying to solve. You understand its purpose, right?
I don't, and that's what makes me scared to continue.
Well, yeah, so far I've made around 200 gold, but I think by the time we've done a circuit of the whole island and hit all of the inns, we could have enough to start perhaps our own little establishment, perhaps with a lunchtime show.
Is that your dream? Is that what you want?
It's a living.
What if I could offer you a better one?
One where the trees aren't being destroyed, where the leaves don't suffer, where the creatures that live within it are not being infected by thingies.
Well, It wouldn't be on the same plane that you're quite used to, but I can promise you it'd be much more enjoyable than the life that you have lived thus far. I have a proposition. I want you both to join my Fey court. And in return, I give you both the resources you both need to defeat this great evil and save the people that you love dearly. But after, you must come back to the Fae and join me here, and you will entertain my court for the rest of your days. And if you shall deny this, you both may go back to the material realm, but talentless, stripped of your skills.
Is there no way I can go back and still have some of my skills? Just a bit.
No, unfortunately not.
They told me I was talentless at university, and look at where I am now.
You're so prized, I want you to be my own personal entertainer. Yes, I would consider you quite skilled. You said you wanted a life, a living.
Hang on, let's huddle. Give us a moment.
She floats and turns around for a small moment and gives you a semblance of privacy.
Eva, what do you think of this? I mean, I don't know. I don't like the idea of being someone's, like, personal, private entertainer. That sounds awfully intimate.
Yeah, it sounds like we're basically assigning ourselves to be trapped for the rest of our lives, but then at the same time, we're also then given the tools to save everything and everyone. And I don't know about you, but like, yay trees.
Yeah, I know, yay trees, but like, I mean, what makes them so special anyway? I'm sure we can figure it out. We figured out so far. We killed a basilisk with a cloak.
This can't be the only options. There must be other people that she can have sing for her.
What exactly do you think she means by talentless?
I think she means no more bellowing cloak. I don't know if I can live that life either.
Oh, there's always ways and means. I could rig something up with a cantrip box that casts gusts of wind or something.
We could pull a Hunger Games.
What's that?
So, I once heard this tale about these two really hungry people, but they used their hunger against the very end, like against the bad guy. They both had this one piece of food that they were both going to eat, and if eating it, it would kill them. And so they got to negotiate better terms because they didn't want them to die.
Wait, what?
It's a fascinating story.
What? Hang on, so if they ate, they were going to die, but they were hungry, so they just negotiate? What, are you saying we should just negotiate?
Yeah. These are not good terms.
I agree. We could always...
But,
I mean, hang on. This is what do we think here? I mean, just like, don't look obviously. Don't look obviously. Just like sneak a peek. Do you think we could take her?
let me check my HP.
Look, how about this? How about this? What? Do you know any of the, like, you know, the useful spells?
Well,
No.
I guess...
Oh my goodness, let's lean into what we know. Let's convince her that we're more powerful than her. Look. Just stand on my disc. I'll create an hallucinatory terrain and put it back to what we remember it to be like before it was sea.
Okay.
And then we'll just charisma our way through this, making her believe that we've turned things back. We'll trick her.
And maybe if I attempt dominate person while you do that.
I didn't know you were into that kind of spell.
What we get up to in private stays in private.
Oh, yeah, no, it's totally. I've heard it's done wonders for the safety system community.
Formaldehyde.
Indeed. All right. And then if that fails, I drop hallucinatory... Oh, I don't even have to concentrate on hallucinatory terrain. I didn't realize.
All right. Perfect.
So I can back this up with a major image if we need to.
Okay. You do a major image. And in hallucinatory terrain, is that what you're doing?
I'll start with hallucinatory terrain, and then if she doesn't seem to be buying it, we'll double down with a major image.
All right. What if I also did like a hypnotic pattern in the air?
Oh, like something. Yes.
Because it will create some twisting patterns of color and like a 30 cube width range.
Do you have anything that could move us and the cube whilst we if we need? Do you have a getaway spell?
A teleportation circle.
Do you actually have that?
I do.
Why didn't you say so? We'll distract her long enough to just yeet ourselves out of here.
We can only go to... Wait. Same plane of existence.
Okay. Plan one. I cast hallucinatory terrain. Between the two of us, we try and convince her that we have quelled her spells, and she better let us go before we, there, right? And then, if she doesn't seem to buy that one, I create a major image of us, and while that's distracting her, you teleport us out of here.
So that's our plan B, is they're teleporting out of here, because otherwise I could literally just use the teleportation circle right now. We'll just pop out.
Do you not need to prepare for that or anything? You don't need to do any rituals or anything? I really should have paid attention at university.
Oh, I guess I do need to inscribe some sigils. Okay, no worries. I can do that as part of my mumbo jumbo in the air.
I have a piece of chalk in my pocket. If you like, I could pass it to you. And how dexterous are your toes? Could you create runes on the disc while we're talking?
Eva's going to attempt to pick up a blade of grass with her toe. And pick it and bring it around in an oh so flexible way that my body cannot contort to. And be like, you were saying?
I just want to make this very clear. All you did was pick the blade of grass with your toe. And now you're just in this weird pirouette. Yeah. This scorpion cheerleader pose where the foot's now on your shoulder. And it just has this blade of grass in it. It's just holding it.
Yeah. A single blade of grass. Just like when you can pick up a single grain of rice with chopsticks. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if you were trying to do something with it.
Okay, so you can pick up the blade of grass with your chopped toes, but what about if it was flying through the air? Can you snatch it?
We're just gonna have to try.
What could possibly go wrong?
Okay. No. Let's turn around. Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
Never. Let's go.
Okay. I'm afraid we have decided to decline both of your offers, as these terms are not acceptable to us. And we've had enough of your imagery, and I'm going to cast hallucinatory terrain and make it look like it did before it was watery. The fire path.
Okay. Yeah. So it now she turns around. And she's still like floating there, her hands in her sleeves, and she's kind of just smiling and smirking at you, and just letting you carry on. But yes, the environment does now look like the path that you had been walking on before you passed out. Well, then you'll be on your way, won't you? Walk along the path. If you're so confident, then you may leave.
Eva's
Yes.
trying to draw the sigils with her toes.
Draw quickly, draw quickly. I'm going to major image us walking. Can you cast invisibility? Quickly, quickly, quickly.
And then she just touches Barry and
I'm going to make the major image speak like us. Yes, we will keep walking in this direction. This is the direction that we shall walk, and in this direction we shall walk until we are done and left. We have no quarrel with you, so we will walk in this direction and loop.
Question. Is Eva still drawing in the grass with her toes as they are invisible?
That's what I was gonna say.
probably trying to finish it off like a
As soon as you start to like get into a spiel, you see her gaze just look immediately down at like the rustle of the grass, like in the drawing of the sigils, and just looks back up and smirks once again and like closes her eyes and bows her head, and before you know it, like you blink and the scene is exactly the same as it was. You are still on the island, and the sigils that you have been writing with your toes are no longer there. I'm afraid this is not something you can illusion your way out of. There must be a difficult choice made, a sacrifice from both of you.
Illusion
Do not
nonsense.
have another option.
I just dropped this piece of chalk. I was coming back for it. Still though, let's negotiate. You said we could talk, right? Let's negotiate here. I mean, all of the power and the ability to defeat things, but be locked up for the rest of your lives, or essentially, or no powers and no way to defeat things, but freedom is.
You have all of the freedom within the Fae. The only thing I require is your performance, your minstrel, your orchestration.
What,
Can
just like
we
a one-off?
leave, like, and travel?
You remain in the Feywild. You live in my castle. You help me with any entertainment I need for my guests, for my families, for my subjects. Part of my royal court. You will be treated with high regard and respect. And you will live very happy lives. I do not wish you to live ill-willing. I do not wish you to live unhappy. I merely just want you for your talents.
Could we get some kind of, I don't know, timeshare or something?
What are you
Pyramid
interested
scheme?
in?
I don't know, just being tied down. Like, you know, the road, it calls to me.
Well, you may travel within the Fey realm. That is yours to adventure. Do you wish to go back to the material plane? Is
Well-
that where you truly feel you belong?
I have known no other plane.
I mean, I was specifically choosing that island for a reason, you know? Like, they didn't know much magic at all.
No, they knew lots of magic.
Wait, what?
It's ingrained in their chemistry, in the soil. That is the most magical place on this planet, or that planet, rather.
Wait, what? I've been going this whole time on the assumption that they didn't know much about magic.
No, they do not know much of necromancy, for they outbid it forever ago. However, there are still secret practitioners of even that school.
Huh.
Did you not go to an arcane academy?
Well, go too loosely. I know the SU bar very well.
Well,
And I passed with a 3rd class. I mean, that's still a pass.
It's true. First in his family to graduate.
well, like I've said before, your skills are your skills are outmatched compared to most. That's why I'm requiring your skill set. Willing to bargain for it. What is your counter offer? What would you prefer?
All right.
Some
How-
liberties.
Yes.
Holidays.
Such as?
Holidays, weekends.
Yeah, we spend, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 in the Feywild. But weekends and outside of 9 to 5, we can go to any plane we please. Maybe in the winter, we have like a timeshare somewhere. Maybe somewhere, another plane altogether, not even the material plane. That'd be nice.
Make me a persuasion check. And make it with disadvantage.
No! Both of us?
Are we both?
Yes, both of you.
Oh.
14 is my disadvantage.
She looks at both of you and chuckles at Barry, but she focuses her attention for the moment on Eva. Well, Eva, you have a varying wider range of skills, and I can see them being utilized in both here and other planes. I bargain you 1 week. 1 week a year. You may do as you please.
And we shall call it Rumspringer.
But for the remainder of the time, you spend it in the Fae. And you create a new home. A new life.
A week isn't bad, and besides, it's not like we're, living in destitution. It's a big castle, and we'll be highly regarded. We could plan for one big, grand performance all year during that 1 week in another place. Imagine, people would come from far and wide to go where we want to go to, Barry. And we could make it huge, not just the usual razzle-dazzle, not the usual crowd. I'm thinking arenas.
I'm still not sure.
We could get some, food people to, go in amongst the crowd and, give out little snacks and treats. And there could be lighting shows. We could hire a bunch of different, illusionists and bards to be our backing. We could still be the stars.
I mean, I kind of already had that with you, Eva. I was quite enjoying building it up myself.
Oh, we still do that here. They didn't say we couldn't perform outside of the palace. Just in the plane. Same plane.
Do we have time to think?
The longer you wait, the more rot that spreads in your plane. I can return you to your friends. You have the remainder of your time here to decide. But
Thank
you may
you.
all not leave until you decide. A decision must be made, and a sacrifice must be offered in return. But you have your time. Just remember, like I said, the more time you waste here, the more time you waste out there. And with that, she fades. And the scene begins to mold itself back to where it was when you fell asleep.
I don't like any of this.
No, me neither.
A few moments pass. Oh, go ahead.
No, did she say that we would find our friends, or that our friends would join us here, or?
That's a good point. How do we get to our friends?
And
Hello?
as soon as you start yelling Eva, Cassandra, you hear from maybe 20, 30 feet up the path, you start to hear Eva's voice calling out.
There's a moment of like just the deepest genuine relief that she's had probably in a long time. She, oh, that's good. And she'll walk up and go, there you two are.
Ah! Cassandra!
Hi.
Are we still on like a little island thing, or can I?
You're on the path, you're on the dirt path once again with like all of like the trees and the foliage and the winding vines and all that stuff going across you all, but you're on that path once again.
And Cassandra's gonna go running up to her, then Eva's gonna go running up to her Cassandra. I'm just gonna tell you how you're playing your character now, D. Eva's gonna go running up to Cassandra to go and hug, but yeah, that like, whoa, is like the horns are like, oh,
Hi.
sorry, minding the horns.
Hey, and she'll hug back. She'll look at Barry.
Barry's gonna do the stroll up the path with the hands in pockets, the blown out moustaches walk. Then, hello, Cassandra, how you doing?
All right. You look thoughtful. Not a common expression for you.
Had a very troubling bargain offered to us. How about you? How's your experience here been?
Something similar. I'm wagering a guess. She'll sort of look at both of them. You don't have to tell me what you decided on, but and she's gonna like notice that both of them are kind of like way lower energy than she's used to, and she'll go, but hey, she was way more pretty than I would have thought she was. I mean, Fey Princess, I guess I kind of should have guessed, but really
She was pretty stunning.
Yeah.
Did she make ultimatums with you?
Yeah, she did.
We couldn't make up our mind. It involved robbing us of everything we know of it to be about us. I wouldn't know who I am without being able to sing.
You're Eva. You're a brilliant little mystery wrapped up in a ball of energy. It doesn't have anything to do with your magic.
I wish we had more time.
Yeah, for someone called the Unwinding Clock, she sure does like deadlines, huh? think she would be against them, but
At first,
What'd
I
she
thought she
ask?
was just winding us up.
Cassandra just nodded that one. What were you gonna say, Eva?
No, I was just trying to figure out how she ticks, you know?
Okay, you guys are clearly feeling better. And she'll like peel Eva off of her side and just like pat her on the shoulder. Well,
What'd she ask for you to give up?
something that I didn't know how important it was until I was asked to let it go.
I guess that kind of sums up mine.
Yeah.
Where's the old man?
I don't know. Finny disappeared. We fell asleep on this path.
Yeah, we kind of took a nap. Didn't mean to. That was just suddenly, so exhausting. I mean, I guess maybe with everything going on, I have been stressed lately. And when was the last time I ate?
Should find him. Can't be too good for someone that orderly to be lost in a plane of tricks for too long, yeah?
Absolutely not. The sooner we find Finny, the better.
Guess we just start walking. And Cassandra will like step out in front and pause. Stay close.
Maybe we do the buddy system this time, and Eva will grab both Barry and Cassandra's hands.
And start
Years to
walking.
collect all these receipts.
As you all start walking, hand in hand or arm in arm, the scenery around you starts to change. And since Cassandra took the lead first, Cassandra, please share with us one of your favorite memories.
Oh dear. One of Cassandra's favorite memories would probably be sitting in this very humble tavern, sort of this beer-stained bar table that's got like a bunch of initials carved into it. And she's sitting there with a girl who looks strikingly similar to Cassandra, except short-cut hair, sort of shaved to one side, but that same silver color, same dark complexion, same yellow eyes. And across from her is an older human man, this gruff beard, who's just like laughing very loudly and sort of gesturing with his drink wildly. And sitting next to Cassandra is a woman with a scar through her left eye, and the left eye is blank. Dark purple hair tied into two tight buns. And she's just animating like the forks and spoons on the table and making them fight with each other. And Cassandra is very tired, and her feet hurt and her calves burn, and she just really wanted to go to sleep, but she was convinced to come out to a bar with her troupe, and she was happy that she did.
And as the scene is playing out, you see it panorama style as you walk, and it's almost like it follows you like it's a train, and it's all around you. The scene plays out, and it's just in this beautiful ghostly visage that kind of ebbs and flows and wisps its way around all of you. As you continue to walk, you see that it's hovering right above where the path is, so you can continue to see where you're going. And as it fades out, Barry, What is one of Barry's favorite memories?
It's at the college. It's at the Arcane College, but it's not as you might expect in the bar. It's in a lecture hall. He's the only person in there struggling over trying to learn spells. And this is the place where a professor introduced him to illusion magic and taught him the phrase, "Fake it till you make it." And he's held on to that.
And the same thing, it circles around you and kind of entrances you, and you are brought back to that moment. You can smell the wood on the desk, you can smell the chalk on the board, and feel the atmosphere of the arcane energy surrounding you. And you feel at home. You feel back in the college. You feel kind of brought back to that age and naivety that came with learning your magic. And as that one fades out, Eva's starts to fade in. And what is Eva thinking about?
Eva sees a bright spotlight that a much younger version of herself, lute clutched in hand, standing amongst fellow musicians, starts to emerge out from the shadows of the fellow musicians and into the spotlight. And she clutches tightly to a lute that is far too big for her at this stage, as she can be no older than about 10 years old, no older than 10. She looks out to the crowd and peeks at each of the faces, at every single one, until she finally spots her grandmother's. And as it beams back at her, she suddenly remembers every little tune, every little note, every little moment, and every little pause that she was meant to do. And seeing the radiant smile of her grandmother as she smiled back during her performance, followed by the delicious dinner and a warm amount of love from her grandparents and her family afterwards, she can't help but find that in that moment she feels whole.
And you can feel the warmth of your grandmother's smile. You can feel the nerves and the anxiousness that you felt on that stage and how big that lute was compared to your tiny frame. And you are brought back in that moment as it plays forth in front of everybody. And you all see everybody else's memories being portrayed and displayed before you. And you take a moment and you all kind of find yourself now, as these images fade, that you're no longer on the path, but in a clearing, in this beautiful, flowery prairie. Grass is tall and blue, wisps of pussy willows and little cotton ball weed clusters are coming up from this very tall, lush, and soft grass. And every once in a while, you see a little jackrabbit or a moose crow. Yes, moose crow exist. And you all feel very at peace, even in the chaos that you know is surrounding you. And not too far away in the clearing, you see what seems to be a small campsite set out for 3 people, with a small, bubbling cauldron over a fire, the smell of fresh meats.
Well, you said you were hungry.
Anybody else feel like they were heading home?
Something like that.
I know that my home always ended my days with a nice big food. Eva will get very excited and go up to the food.
Yeah, and as you walk up to it, there are two very large chunks of meat that are kind of like smoked over the fire next to the cauldron that's bubbling, and you see in the cauldron that there is some small, like thin style soup stew with some veggies and potatoes in it. And there are 3 bowls set out on 3 pillows that are around this fire.
It's been a long day.
Yes.
It's been a long few weeks, I guess.
Do you think we both have to decide the same thing, Eva? Like, came in a pair, decide as a pair, that sort of thing.
Well, I do know that my my wallet has been much heavier since our combining of talents.
What did she offer you guys?
Solve all our things. Solve everything. You have the abilities to be able to fix it all.
Then we're stuck here.
Canaries let her sing in a little cage.
Not so little.
I don't think
To
I
be
can do
fair,
it.
it is very big and gilded.
I don't think I can do it. I can figure things out just fine without magic. I'll be alright. I've basically been doing that the whole time anyway.
What about you, Eva?
I guess I'm unsure if... And she'll look down at her, like, at her hands. If this was magic or me.
I think that Faye can be the oldest creature in the world, and she can strip you of all the magic inside you.
I can't stay here either.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, as much as my sister whined and complained about starting up a actual company rather than just a traveling troupe, she'd be driven crazy if she sat for too long. That's how we started adventuring. Needed something to do in the downtime.
Yeah, we couldn't even get dental care thrown in.
That's why I started
make
working
sure
for myself. You know how much more money I make now that I just work for me?
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
But I don't want the forest to die either. That's not an option.
We can figure it out. We've made it so far.
Yeah. Fuck her. We can
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we managed to get this far, right?
Look, a long time ago, someone told me a valuable lesson. Doesn't matter if you can do it or not, just pretend you can do it until everyone believes you can. Fake it till you make it.
I don't know how well that principle will work against an ancient god of rotten decay, but I like that you're not despaired.
What I mean is, we'll just pretend that nothing's rotten.
That doesn't sound... No. We'll handle it. I mean, this Moander, he's a god. Ooh, like 16 gods.
And that's just the ones we know.
See? Exactly.
I wonder, what are the qualifications of a god? How does one apply?
You should ask Finny.
I would like my little verification.
He would know. I hope he's alright.
Me too.
I don't know. I get by as it is, as I am. I don't think I need a godly verification to see me through.
I just mean so that when I'm on that bird verse and I'm hearing all these tweets, it would be so nice that during the tweets there was a little verification for me.
You've already told me that I'm purple to my core. That's good enough for me.
I bleed purple.
Perfect. I mean, if you worked for the Unwinding Clock, though, you'd be the partnered entertainer, Eva. So, I don't know how.
Oh God, you're right. I hate it. All right, I'm definitely. Let's do it. We're fighting this.
Yeah, but that's just the thing, you know, like, sure, we could leave the material plane for a lot of money and a stable job, but mixing it up like that, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
All this time, Eva's probably me like, oh my God, trying to dig into like the food that's out in front as well. Like,
You know what? We can just start over again. You're never too old to, you know, we can just learn something else. I could see myself as a fighter.
Well, what about Finny? What if Finny decides that Finny does want to give up the things? Do we all stick together in this, or?
I would assume that we're separate. I'm sure if one person agrees, that doesn't lock everyone in.
And if someone doesn't want to, then good luck to them. I say I won't hold a grudge. I just...
It would just be a shame to go through so much and make a hard decision to never see each other again.
That would suck.
Yeah. I'll be back. And Cassandra's gonna stand up and just like walk in a direction.
Remember the buddy system? Maybe we should try to touch string to you.
I'm not going far. Just want to go like 80 or so feet.
Mm-hmm.
See if she can see the moon.
You see 2 moons.
She'll draw the rapier. Stare at it. Greatest adventures in the world. She'll just like sit with the blade out and just look at the moons.
And as you do, you see one of the moons that catches the glint of the blade reflect its light. It's not terribly dark, but it is a beautiful bioluminescent glow of dusk. Everything is starting to come alive. You do see little fireflies as you sit in the field, and you look off in the distance and you can see some of the mushroom and the fungus and some of the bark on the trees start to have little sparkles of glowing here and there. You see it reflect off the red of the blade and the dark silver of the handle as you sit and take in the scene.
She'll just stay there for a while.
And what are Barry and Eva doing?
Barry hasn't touched his food, I can tell you that.
Eva is scoffing down out of comfort. This is familiar. Oh, that's too much of a mood.
And the night is quiet. It is uneventful. It is peaceful. It is serene. Even in the tension of questions still unanswered. And maybe some questions that were answered, maybe not in the way that they had hoped. Do you all eventually bed down for the evening?
Yeah.
Barry will probably stay up. He'll pass it off as keeping watch, but he doesn't sleep much anyway.
And you all eventually find the comfort of sleep in some way, shape, and form, although it's not the sturdiest night's sleep you've ever had. And you awake in the morning. There is another pot of bubbling stew for you going already on the fire. The sun is warm and soft on your faces. The glow not desperately hot, but still somewhat cool with the dew that is wet around you. But it's another day. You wake up and you are still in the field. No tricks, no antics. But you all awake in the same vicinity that you fell asleep. Can I get perception checks from Barry and Eva?
Ooh, in fact, no. I've already rolled, so I won't do that.
Okay.
Woohoo! I see something.
Yeah. Eva, as you get up and stretch, you are kind of caught off guard. There are some beautiful butterflies and some other very beautiful flying creatures that you kind of just get distracted on, and you just follow it with your eyes for a little while Barry, you get up and you look around, and propped up on the tree is a small note with a wax seal. It's about maybe 10 feet away from you. The wax seal is golden color.
I'll walk over to it. There's something here. Take it down.
It's sealed. Is it for us?
I don't know. Is there an address on it?
Nope, no name, no address, just
Where's
a gold
Cassandra?
seal.
Oh,
What aura does this letter have, Eva?
Eva will take a look and see if it gives off any sort of aura of sorts.
Roll me an insight.
11.
You're getting the faintest little hint of the same general aura that you got from the unwinding clock. A very faint orange, almost like a peach colored aura. A little fuzzy, but it's around it.
Seems like it's the same as the clock lady.
Well, I sat up
Probably
thinking
from-
last night. I think I could take that god thing on as a normal person. All we need to
Sure
do
about
is
that?
just, yeah. Because I'm not just one person. There's a whole island of people.
Sure.
I don't have to work alone in this. None of us do. I don't think singular acts of heroism are gonna hold things off for very long.
They never do.
Even if I don't have magic, I still have a good speaking voice. Good stage presence. I could become a politician or something.
You had me. And lost me right at the end there.
I'm just thinking out loud. I'm just trying to think of ways I can make a difference.
This letter say.
Sorry.
What's the letter say?
I don't know. I haven't opened it. I'll pass it to Eva.
Yeah, and Eva will look at the seal and open it and read away.
Yeah. So as you open it and unfurl, nothing crazy happens, but you do read it, and it says, "Request to have your answers by dusk. For every day you are here, 3 pass outside."
Wow! I don't know about you two, but maybe we really, really need to find Finny and get out of here as soon as possible.
If you think so.
That could be anyone. That could be, it could be anyone from your worst enemy to your best friend or your closest family member. It's anyone. Could also be that bitch Jenny.
What? What could be them?
The person who dies. For every day we spend in here, 3 pass outside. Oh, wait, not 3 people pass, 3 days pass.
And I will just like pat Eva on the back and go, you usually don't get up this early.
3 shall pass. I was like, wow, this is dire.
Wow, I went from having somewhat of a fairly toned season to just real dark at the end. Real bad. Sorry, anybody who thought this was gonna end on a good note. Apparently not.
Drops down.
Just killing people all over the place.
Amazing.
Well, I think I know my decision. I won't. I understand if you all decide differently. I'm sorry, I'm not willing to give up.
I'll be sorry. I mean, you don't owe anything to the world. You're just a fucking person.
I know my choice.
What do you think, Eva?
I think I'll know more when the time comes.
Yeah. I mean, got all day. We could keep looking for Finny, but I have a feeling that she's just kind of guiding us along a path here, so may as well stay put. Let's treat it like a day off. We've been kind of going nonstop since we got off the boat.
And they always say that if you're lost, to stay put, and they will come and find you.
And Cassandra will go to like an open area field and draw the rapier, and she'll cast mirror image and summon a double of herself, and she'll just like take like a fencer's pose for her stance, and she'll just like start sparring with herself, like testing out the weight on the weapon, the balance, and all those things. And she'll be careful not to like do any actual strikes so she doesn't shatter the mirror image.
Yeah, and as you go to parry and start to test the rapier on your mirror image, you do realize that this is one of the most balanced and perfect weapons that you have ever held. It is very light in your hands, but when it strikes hard, and you feel it, and it reverberates into your hand almost like an extension of your actual arm, and it feels very comfortable, as if this was a weapon that you have used many, many times over. What are the rest of you doing?
You want to
So
talk it
don't-
over or anything either? I'm available. I'm just smoking otherwise.
Mm. Does this sound out of tune to you? Ding, 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 ding. Mm.
Maybe I can help. I have a pan flute. You just want a middle C?
Yeah, just give me.
That was a bit flat. Sorry, that was a bit flat. That was a bit flat.
Ding, 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 ding. All right, perfect. Yeah, Eva will tune her lute.
And yeah, for the next little while, Eva, you continue to tune your lute and sit and play and pluck for a short period of time while Barry is sitting next to the fire, back against the tree trunk, smoking and contemplating decisions still needing to be made. And after a while, Barry, you start to hear some rustling in the brush behind you. Nothing aggressive, but you do hear something.
I will prepare a fireball. Minor illusion. Who goes there?
And out of the fray steps once again the unwinding clock.
Oh.
So I hear you've made a decision.
My mind's made up. Thank you, but no
Mm.
thank you.
Well, can't say I'm not disappointed. And I also can't say I'm not surprised. I had a feeling you would be the most difficult one to convince of all the others. What scares you most about taking the deal?
Not so much a fear, instead a lack of sense of achievement.
How so?
I'd rather build things up myself than everything handed onto me on a plate.
Well, if you choose to build everything up, isn't it one day all built and then pretty much given to you by your own hands? Or do you take an opportunity that gives you ease and rest? Everything one day will lead to an inevitable end.
We're speaking to a person who had a very successful show at a pub and then nearly got himself arrested by going out and sneaking around the city guard. This line of argument is wasted on me.
I'm just curious to see why you desire the material people's attention. Why building up something that they don't understand or cherish the way that I would and could makes you so happy. Why struggling makes you happy. You are precarious, different than the rest. You find joy in your suffering. Or what is it that enables you to continue on this path you are so dead set on deciding on?
Just because people don't know how to appreciate something doesn't mean they don't deserve it yet.
Do you think you're capable of appreciating it?
Do you want me to find out?
I suppose there is. So there's no way of changing your mind.
I graciously thank you for your offer, but I regret that I must humbly decline.
As you wish. And she turns around and walks back into the brush. What is Eva doing after she starts playing and tuning her lute? How is she feeling right now?
Eva is nervous. She doesn't want to know that she is responsible for the possible demise of basically a whole plane. But she's scared to give up the one thing that she felt made people love her the most. As well, if she chooses to give up her freedom, which means a lot to her, she might also lose everything that made people love her. And also the plane. But also her freedom. It's just kind of constantly swirling in a not like in a big thing of like, you know, how much is your freedom worth to you sort of moment. Would she ever be able to see her family again? I mean, it's once a week off. She's just constantly debating and weighing all of the pros and cons in her head to a point where you can tell that she's not even really listening to the tuning anymore. She's just kind of plucking out of sheer habit.
And the day is yours. We can montage if anybody else would like to do anything else, but the day rolls on. You all still in the field next to the campsite.
Oh man. So what is the plan for this whole Moander thing? I mean, how do we want to go about this? I haven't killed a god yet, so this will be new.
That's a mood. I mean, how does one simply say, like, yes, today is the day where a deity dies?
Hang on a minute. She said she wouldn't give us anything to help if we chose against us, but she's already given us something. She told me that there is magic in this place, a lot of magic. The only thing that they don't allow is necromancy, except for a few small sects. This rot must be some kind of necromancy, right? I bet this has something to do with those people beneath the city hall, the people that no one knows about. Join the dots, figure out who the necromancers are, take down Moander. Profit.
Bob's your uncle and Fanny's your aunt. Fantastic.
Simple as that, really. It's a 4-step plan.
Except for if we fail.
Yeah. I mean, it's as good a place to start as any. I have a feeling that things will have progressed to a point where we'll have a pretty obvious target by the time we get back.
Yes.
It's not long after you all sit for a while reconvening around the fire that once again the mysterious glow of the unwinding clock presents herself in front of you all. And this time, not floating, but standing on the ground, materialized. And she joins you all, seating cross-legged on the ground. Well, there's still a decision to be made before you're allowed to leave. But I'm here with more offerings of help and understanding. When all is said and done and you make your final choice, I'll be able to open the Feywild portal back to the Mid-Serial Realm, right outside where you should be able to search and find him. You'll be close, closer than anybody else has gotten on your plane and lived. It will not be easy, and I cannot promise you the state of your world when you return from here. Just be wary, and do not trust anything that comes your way. I'm not quite sure the shape he has taken, what he may sound like or look like. That I am vague on. But you will know, you will feel it. And Eva, you will sense it first. You must all be prepared.
2 more questions for you, if you didn't mind. Do you have a proper name? I mean, the Unwinding Clock is kind of a title.
You can call me Nizim.
And, Nizam, is there any way that you could materialize, like, just so much alcohol?
Well,
Reasonable.
you see her like cock a little smile at Barry, saying it's a reasonable request. And she takes one of her hands out from her robe and kind of waves it in a circle in front of you all. And in another blink of an eye, there is a small, like one of those small quarter casks of ale, and there are 3 bottles of wine with 3 goblet cups.
Barry, you should learn to do that.
Water to wine.
Oh.
And she waves her hand again and says, well, partake. They do not empty. So enjoy for the evening.
Cassandra will raise a glass and she will say, to friendships that cannot be unlocked.
And you even see her, she also holds up you see her produce like a small goblet and she hands it.
Cassandra will drink like as much as she can before she needs to breathe again.
Eva's just gonna be like, watch, like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh gosh. Repeats of the other night.
That's that good shit. Okay.
Oh, I don't often see you like this.
What?
Slumpy.
Cassandra smiles.
At this point that she then turns her body language more towards Eva and under her breath and just like almost like a whisper, like in the most faintest kind of echo of sound, you hear through your ears, Eva, if you need to talk to me in private about your decision, please just let it be known. I will not bug you until you are ready to decide them. And she slowly turns her body language back to the group and kind of acknowledges Barry and Cassandra once again and says, are there any other questions that I may be able to answer while I am here?
Do you drink? You should drink. Have a drink.
And yeah, she also like the every time she puts her hand back in, it just disappears, but then she comes back out and takes a drink of like this tiny like it's like almost like a Hemingway daiquiri glass where it's very small, very petite, and very shallow. And she just like sips from it very sweetly. You see the liquid in her glass is like a periwinkle color, and it has like small bubbles in it compared to the dark maroons and browns of the ale and wine that you are drinking. And she takes it back out and says, "I'm more than good. Thank you."
And Cassandra will turn to Barry and say, I have an idea.
I'm listening.
Take a couple chugs. Get some drink in you.
Yep.
Unless you're not partaking the evening.
No. I'm timing my shots once every minute. You get drunk quicker that way.
And she will grab Barry by the arm and sort of like pull him away for a second. It's like very like suddenly excited. And she'll whisper to Barry so that only he can hear. It's like, all right, listen. I need you to redo. You remember that water thing you did?
Yes.
Can you try and do that again?
Yeah, easy.
All right, just like set it up. Eva, I need some ambient tunes. If you got some free hands.
Always look on the bright side of life.
And Cassandra will take her weapons and armor off and like sort of like hop out of her shoes to put her ballet flats back on. Cheeks like a little pink. And she'll turn to Barry and she'll go, all right, go. And she'll put her hair up to look like her sister's from the memory. And after Barry casts the illusion, she'll cast mirror image again. So that's the double looks more like her sister from the side that she's facing. And she'll begin to perform their duet that they used to do, which is very slow, and it visually tells the tale of a black swan and a white swan sort of encircling each other.
And as it moves on and progresses, Cassandra, make me a performance check with advantage. And the rest of you, she kind of like has this like jovial, it's not a look of concern, but it's more like that cautious optimism. And her eyes are just darting back to Eva, then to Barry, then to Cassandra, and Cassandra's image and all the illusions. And you see her genuinely like sit and enjoy herself. She cops a smile every once in a while and chuckles when the two of you sort of embrace and then move back. And, you know, even with the collection of like the music and everything, you see her like having a great time, taking a sip of her drink, and it empties at one point, and you see the next time she pulls it out, it's full again. And she's genuinely enjoying the performance with you all.
I'd like to use one of my natural 20s for this
Yes.
performance.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And since it's a mirror image, for the final sort of pirouette inward towards each other, I'd like for Cassandra to, rather than extend her arms out and embrace her partner, they just spin into each other and the mirror image scatters. It's just like tiny firelights. Haven't done that in a long time.
It was beautiful. I did not know you danced, Cassandra.
I'm all right. I've missed some steps here and there, but I was never the good one in the duo anyway. So
Didn't miss a single step.
None of you did.
Flawless.
Maybe I should revoke my offer and ask all of you to stay then.
No. I'm not a performer. I just grew up being taught to fight like a lady, and she'll like fake curtsy.
I'm trying to bring everyone into this servitude thing. It's getting tiresome. Cassandra can dance if they want to. They can leave your job offer behind. And if Cassandra doesn't dance, that's her choice.
It is her choice. and she will leave you all behind. That's neither here nor there at the moment.
Indeed.
You know I mean no harm, no ill will. There are just steep prices to pay for the help that I give. If you had come with any other adventuring party, it may have been different. But all of you together make one very interesting bunch.
If I thought you meant ill, I would have stabbed you when you gave me the sword. Should have shrank you.
Well, one should know that when they give someone a weapon, they must always be prepared for them to use it against them.
That's
Not
face
naive.
shit.
I'm not naive, merely just practical and very prepared. But I digress. I have enjoyed my evening with you all, however, I must be going. If my presence is needed or wanted, please just call out. I will come my earliest convenience for you. But I leave you with just a semblance of what I can offer. Another hint of helpful advice. No matter what you all decide, remember that the fate of both this realm and the realm you helm from are in your hands. Continue to choose wisely and move forward bravely. And she begins to walk away.
As she does, Cassandra will like lean over to Eva and like be like on her shoulder. But your hands are so tiny. You're holding an entire realm.
That's what makes everything look so big. My hands are just really small.
It's fine. Yeah, you're the real the real wizard here.
Don't tell Barry.
Cassandra will take out sort of a folded envelope that's sealed with the symbol of the Undying One in black wax. She'll give it to Eva and like very seriously look at her and say, "This is for after, once it's all over."
Right.
You got it. It's a secret.
And Eva will just jump in and hug again, uncertain of what to say.
She'll hold her tight, and then her best, like, very bad Finny impression, she'll say, "You are a mystery, Miss Umbermore." I've always been a fan of riddles, so it's good.
Oh, we should come up with a new nickname for you. Maybe something like It's the Riddler. D for short.
We can workshop it.
Been great, y'all.
Credits roll. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
That was it. That's all we were looking for. See you later, folks.
Barry, come here. You're so far. And she'll just like do that thing. She's gotten to the point where she's probably just like laying in Eva's lap now. And she's just like waving at Barry to come closer. And she's just like, "Barry, you're too far."
Sandra, you're too drunk.
Yo, we have so many things to do tomorrow. Oh man, I'm so drunk.
I'm sure it'll be fine. We start off by Huh. What is a system called run by a god? You shut down the deityarchy?
Dearchy.
Yeah. We're coming for you next, patriarchy.
And all the other archies.
Yeah. Never met
Except
an
for
archy.
anarchy. That one's a good one.
Anne is so nice. Oh, you mean that? Yeah. I'm tired.
I think Eva's going to sympathetically kind of start to stroke Cassandra's back and maybe like Cassandra, like take Cassandra down to sit down somewhere.
Okay. As you sort of like lay her on her side, Cassandra just goes, I'm really glad I met you guys.
Our lives wouldn't be the same without you.
Hmm.
Is Barry still awake?
Yeah, Barry's still awake. He's drinking once every minute.
I think Eva will also drink herself into a coma in return.
Yeah, you've nailed it. You go drink until he sleeps.
Yeah. And as you all bed down again for another evening around the campsite, you all feel some sort of unease over you in your slumber. Not overwhelming, and not enough to prevent you from sleeping any differently than you normally would, but before you do go to bed, there is a sense of unease. And as you wake up the next morning, you realize you are not at the campsite any longer. And that's where we'll end today. So I do want to bring in Finny for this part, so. Next week, finale, we will catch up with the four of these adventures very quickly. We will get our final decision. And then we will see what happens.
So
And
good.
if evil is defeated or not.
So good.
But I'm excited. I'm very
Very much
excited to
so.
see.
Very
I
much so.
am very interested to see what Eva decides. Barry threw me for a loop. But I love how this is taking shape. I love all these decisions everyone is making.
Yeah.
I love how everything is formulating. And I'm very excited for the four of you to move into this finale episode with all the information and things you've gathered.
Can't wait.
Oh,
Ray, I have to send you what that letter says.
yes, and I will send you the rapier information as well. Once again, the Beholder DM did an amazing job at building and creating this awesome special weapon for Cassandra. So I will...
Thanks.
Yes, I will let them post all about it. But yes, if anybody is interested in knowing any of that, please hit up the Beholder DM.
Would
For
you
information.
prefer Zoom, Discord? What's your poison?
Discord is probably the best place because I can access that whenever. But yes, this has been amazing. I just want to say, I know this episode right before we end is a little bit shorter than I would have liked, but I can't not have my whole group together for these amazing revelations. So,
Totally. Totally
but
valid.
yes, thank you everybody watching for staying with me this season in this adventure. This is the first time I've ever done something like this. So it's meant a lot. The support has meant a lot. And this cast right here is just an amazing group of people. So I could not be more thrilled to have written and performed this story and built this story in this world, because you all have helped me shape everything that has been thrown at you. So Next week will be all the emotional otherness, but for those who may not be able to catch it live next week, I just want to thank everybody now because it's
You
been
guys thought this episode was gonna get emotional.
Yeah, you think this is gonna get emotional? Wow.
I almost started crying when I wrote that letter.
We'll see. We'll
Also,
see what
Anita, we miss
happens.
you.
Yes,
Anita, we
Anita.
miss you so much.
miss you.
Love, 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 love.
And I can't wait for everyone to be back here next week to see if these adventures to fight the evil.
We got this.
You got this.
Oh yeah, we totally
You'll
got it.
be fine.
You know.
Excuse me as I am filling in for our bot tonight. The bot's taken a night off. You know, we all get one. You know, it was fed up of being in servitude to me, its overlord, for generations. So now we're you know.
Over it.
We've
Yeah.
got it.
Oh,
Like you
boy.
said, we've got it.
Oh boy.
Just getting all of the cast handles in here. And then we have the fun of collecting up all of the sponsor information. So, check out, everyone, The Deck of Many. The Deck of Many, their Kickstarter ends on Thursday at 10 a.m. EDT. Do not miss it. They just beat 1 million while we were live. That happened while we were live. They beat 1 million on the Kickstarter. So go and check it out. It seems to be worth it. Also, check out Mage Hand Press. All of your 5e expansions, they're here tomorrow at 6 p.m. EDT with their Feywild expansion run by Mackenzie Lane, who also did some writing, including the character that I play. Also, check out Hero Forge here tomorrow at 2 p.m. Me and Alice drink an obscene amount of coffee and create minis in all sorts of wonderful colors and creations. Also, check out Dungeon Fog for all of your map making needs. Thank you for the follow. You can create top-down maps as you update the maps. Your GM notes update for you. It's a ton of fun. And our latest sponsor, Justin, for Pride Month, is Heartbeat Dice. You might have seen their logo appear in the rotation above Riddler's head. So you would have seen that up there. We're going to go on a raid, everyone, so join us for the raid. I'll give you information about that as the credits cool down. Everyone, please join me in a moment of prayer as we pray that the credits work. That's where all my attribution licensing is. Yay! See you soon!